Okay, greetings. Okay, are we ready to go? Let me turn my volume up. Okay, volume is, let me see, volume is still low. Do you have your volume up? Let me see. Okay, can you hear me? Can I be heard? Sounds like you're louder. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you now.
Okay, technical difficulties overachieved or accomplished. Just a moment. Okay, so I say that consuming um, animals, non-persons, or killing animals, non-persons, uh, is the same, brings the same value to human people. Human people that those animals are pretty much used to service mankind. So I think I said really anything such as even hunting or even in a what they call a slaughterhouse or anything of a sort, or just even going to the just purchasing animal product is all the same value that gives to human people.
So you think that? Let me guess that because my audio sucks. Can you repeat, but very briefly?
Yeah, the non-persons, people that kill animal non-persons or people that consume animals,
Okay.
it's the same value. There's not a difference in value to that person or to people that are doing these things. Because basically, animals, non persons that they service mankind. So there's not a difference in value whether you hunt or kill animals or consume them or purchase animal product.
Okay. So you you are saying that people that kill animals for fun are have the same value as people who hunt animals.
They don't have the same value, they get the same value.
They give the same value. What does value mean for you, though?
Value is pretty much what something is worth. So what is it worth to hunt or kill an animal non-person? It's either it's that animal or that animal non-person services other animals or other animals
Mm.
non-persons.
Yeah. Well, okay. So your value is, I mean, your definition of value is that what people. Well, hold it. Give me a second. Okay, my English sucks. So people that hunt give the same value that people that kill animals for fun. That's what you are stating, right?
Yes, people that hunt or kill
Okay, okay,
animals
okay.
get the same
Now I
value.
understand your point.
Hmm.
Okay, okay. I believe that people that kill animals for fun aren't really giving the same value to society or, well, mankind, as you say, because they are people that hunt are doing it for the reason of eating and giving resources to humanity. People that kill animals for fun are basically having psychopathic behavior that isn't really at all helpful for society. So they might be a trouble in the future, and they might have a negative value. So that is why I believe they don't really give the same value to mankind, because someone who kills animals for fun potentially is going to result in a problem for people.
People that go to people of society that may purchase or go to the market and purchase animal products to consume, they do so receiving from the market, and then from the market they they receive shipments from what they call, I guess, the slaughterhouse or the place where they butcher
Yeah.
the meats, and from there those those animals are harvested. They are they are killed. Their lives of those animals are extinguished.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole process from getting those animals in captivation to having them butchered to be prepared to be sold on the market. Now, we could say all of that benefits or is of value to society, but
Yeah.
all of those individuals that work in that process, they may, and there's a good possibility that they enjoy what they do. It may be an occupation, and they may have fun doing it. So it's still really the value is being transferred from what they're doing as killing the animals and
Yeah.
getting it to the market
I am not.
that's
I
consuming
haven't really
to the consumers.
researched this, but I'm pretty sure that people that work in slaughterhouses aren't really having exactly fun by killing animals, although some may do, and they might be a danger in the future for society because there has been serial killers that worked previously in slaughterhouses, but they didn't become serial killers because they worked in slaughterhouses, but because they grow up like this. But that isn't the topic. Well, people that work in slaughterhouses are really a danger for society. They don't really have the the same negative impact that people that kill animals for fun, because people that kill animals for fun are 100% doing that for fun, and people who work in slaughterhouses, maybe there's being too negative 10% of people in that sector that actually have fun killing animals. So the impact is not really the same for the value.
So a person that is a hunter, they can't work. They wouldn't want to work in a slaughterhouse, meaning that that's what they enjoy to do. A person that is a hunter that enjoys
Uh,
what he does, would he not want to
yeah,
work in a slaughterhouse doing the same thing?
I mean, hunters that enjoy hunting don't don't enjoy going to an animal and killing it. That's not the fun part. They see it more as they have another way of seeing it. You can call it art, maybe. They have like their own art or like some kind of respect. They try to kill off the animal quickly most of times. Although there's some hunters that really torture animals, but as I said, with people working in slaughterhouses, they are just a minority. And mostly people that hunt, they do it for food or just for the sake of hunting, but they are not really having fun in taking the life from an animal. Although I believe there's a sport that is basically hunting, and I don't know if that's for food or what. And that sport that maybe maybe those people are a bit psychopathic, but most hunters aren't related to that sport anyway.
Well, whether it's for hunting or for consumerization, it's the same value because a hunter, it's not impossible for a hunter to work in a slaughterhouse and do the same thing. And that hunter can get value and consume what they hunted, or someone else can consume what that hunter hunted, or that hunter could work in a slaughterhouse or a butcher shop and use his or her skills to transfer to the market. So these are all, no matter which avenue you take, the animal non-person serves mankind. So that's the value that you get
Oh, so you're talking about market value.
either aspect you look at it. Man, either aspect that you want to look at it, it serves the same value because that's what animals serve as for human people.
I mean, if you are focusing exclusively in the market value, yes, they have the same value. People that kill animals for fun in slaughterhouses have the same value as people that don't kill animals for fun in slaughterhouses. If that was your point.
The point is when the animal non-person is dead, regardless whether it's in a
Mm-hmm.
slaughterhouse or by a hunter, the value of that
Mm-hmm.
animal is still there for mankind to use.
Uh, if that's the point, I agree. I thought that the discussion was whether I I thought that the discussion was if people that worked killing animals or had the same value in society as people that just kill animals for fun. But if the discussion is that the dead animal, no matter how the reason behind his death has the same market value, it is true. I mean, I agree.
Yeah, I say that regardless whether you hunt or kill as a profession or for recreation, whether you consume the animal non-person or any of those, it's the same value. Meaning the worth of that of what you did is the same value to mankind, to society, to any person. Because
Mm-hmm.
that animal that was hunted
Well,
down,
the work itself, yeah, the work itself, we are talking about someone that kills animals for fun, and we are comparing to someone that just kills animals for their work or whatever, hunting or whatever. The action itself of killing the animal, yes, that action, not the other possible repercussions it has. The action isolated, yes, it indeed has an impact. I mean, what the fuck I'm talking about? It indeed has the same value in both people. I mean, in both cases, they have the same value, market value.
Okay, so you actually agree with my position, is that right?
Yeah, yeah. I thought you had another point.
What was the other point you thought I had?
Well, judging by the title of the discussion, that is choosing to eat meat isn't that different from killing animals for fun. And let me reread your point. Oh, person. Okay, I read that my position would be that killing animals, even so-called cruelty, suffering, torture, all the way up to the death of an animal, is no different in value from a person that does things, having animals fight to the death, and a person doesn't do those things but consumes animals, no different in value. I thought that you weren't talking about market value. I thought that you were talking about uh, potential value in society, and that's why I was talking about the possible repercussions that people who kill animals for fun might actually have. But I mean, I didn't fully understand your point, so that was why I wanted to discuss basically.
Yeah, the topic of from the top of on the challenge board it says choosing to eat meat isn't that different from killing animals for fun. So from that topic I had to expound on a little bit more from what the
Mm-hmm.
person meant by that, or just to give more uh, detail surrounding that statement. And I explained my position as I agree that it's not different at all. Whether you're, whatever reason you are slaughtering or slaying the animal, it's it's not really, people. I'll put it like this: people that are have pets or whatever they own as a pet. Many of these people, they will they have so much protection for their pets or for animals, but they're actually, a meat eater, or they are
Mm-hmm.
a meat consumer.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
my position is coming in towards the inconsistency of that and see if anybody would argue against that and say that's not inconsistent at all.
Well, that's inconsistent, but it has its reason because people are emotionally attached to dogs, and they justify with whatever reason they give. People usually say that dogs have evolved along humanity, which I mean, it's true, but it doesn't delete the fact that they are still animals as cows that we eat. So that is pretty much subjective, and since people, I mean, I think there's a reason why
Are you breaking up there?
domestic animals. Uh,
Yeah, go ahead.
I think there's a reason why governments and there are laws and all that to to forbid people from killing animals that are considered domestic, because um, how can I put this in words? Mm, people that love dogs, um, it's not that they see them like humans, but they see them like a similar being. And if you allow people to actively kill those animals, not for food, but I mean, people that will kill those animals in most cases would be doing it for some reasons that might be um, a danger in society.
Okay.
So, like, you agree, disagree?
I'm not sure. I think you're trying to touch on the point about a psychological factor there, like what you mentioned before about serial killers,
Mm,
something like
yeah,
that. I don't really see much of a difference if you're hunting down deer. I don't come out and say, well, this person might be a potential serial killer, or if they're hunting down any other animal. There has to be something else there because we people are meat and animal product consumers. So to where people try to argue and say, well, this is serial killer tendency behavior from killing animals, and I wouldn't just look at that. There has to be something else there, other type of behaviors that are going on. I understand that people may look at slaying animals as one of the first signs, but it's not the only thing you have to look at.
yeah. I mean, it's not an absolute um, reason, but it's still considered as an important reason. Most serial killers. I don't know if I have understood your point, and I may just be. Wait, I'm Spanish and I don't know how to say this. Give me a second. Okay, I don't know if I'm going on a tangent, if that's how you say it, but I believe that that is a really important factor. And well, I don't really understood what did you mean by something else going on.
I don't know.
Something else going on what exactly?
I don't know. What's the context are you talking? Are you referring to?
That you said that you didn't think that um, that serial killers killing pets or something like that wasn't really like the main thing or whatever, and that you thought that there was something else going on.
I say that because we people that consume animal products and you kill animals to do so, I can't just look at somebody killing animals and say, well, that's proving that they are going to be a serial killer. Because by that
Oh,
logic,
okay.
many of us can be serial killers because we enjoy animal products and we enjoy them by accepting reality that these animals are being killed by human people. So
Then finally,
I can't just look at that aspect
okay,
alone
okay,
and say that's the qualifier.
okay. Now I understand your point. So you are basically against the the belief that people who kill animals are potential psychopaths. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that would be a contradiction.
Okay, okay. Um, well, it's actually deeper than that. As I said, there are some psychological factors surrounding it, and it is a confirmed thing that people that kill domestic animals and torture them and whatever, because it's not only killing, it's how you kill. Because killers, killers, hunters, will probably shoot an arrow to a deer and finish it off as quickly as possible because they just want the meat. They don't want the animal to suffer. And people that kill the animal and are doing it for fun, um, they enjoy the suffering. And it's, I mean, what looking at efficiency and having the product ready, and the other one is looking for entertainment. I don't know if you get what I mean.
Yeah, I'm just saying that killing animals and saying that, well, that's the basic qualifier of somebody that's going to kill people. That's not sufficient because that's how we many of us live, by having animals killed, non-persons.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, what I was saying is that killing animals isn't a qualifier to say whether someone is going to kill people or not, but what is actually qualifier is how you kill the animal. Because if I kill a cow and I just shoot it in the head because I need meat and I need food, I'm just killing the animal for food, and I am not torturing the animal. If I begin to slice the animal and making it suffer the most as possible, then I'm doing it um, for entertainment. And if I find joy in the act of making other living beings suffer, then I am having a psychopathic behavior. So it's not that there's a belief that killing animals makes you a psychopath, but a belief about how you kill animals may say if you are a psychopath or not.
Yeah, it could be, but just not sufficient.
Not sufficient. What do you mean?
Just how you kill or whatever you do to an animal doesn't prove that you are going to be a serial killer. There still has to be other.
Well, it doesn't. Yeah, of course. I mean, it isn't a 100% chance that you're going to be a killer, but it is an important factor. It is
It may
important
just
for you.
prove that you just have a psychological, uh what is it, psychological capacity for doing that to animals and never to humans.
Yes, that could happen. That someone just limits himself to humans. I mean animals, but
Right.
it is an important factor anyway because people. Well, I am going to try to say it. Okay, people that find joy and find a motivation to make animals and other living beings suffer, they do it because of some kind of a thrill, um, like what you feel when you take drugs. And when what it happens is that you need to go like every time one step higher because you are looking for that sensation. People that don't go from animals to humans, usually they don't do it because of either their repercussions or for pure remorse. But people that, um, I mean, it is an indicator that the person would enjoy killing a human or would have a potential thrill by making other human living, I mean, by making other living beings suffer. So that is an important qualifier to determine whether someone is a potential future serial killer or not.
Yeah, it's something that you can be looked into or questioned as a part of a evaluation of a person. It doesn't end there, but it's
Yeah,
definitely a a basis for a starting point.
yeah, I agree. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
If
So.
you
Hmm.
if you thought to
Yeah. So
other
basically.
police,
Yeah. So basically,
mhm.
the killing an animal non-person versus consuming the animal product doesn't have a different value for that person. They're two different methods or two different things, but not a different value.
No, that's true. The dead animal is going to have the same potential value in the market. So I agree.
Well, in the market or for that person, it's individually.
Hmm? Oh well, yes. Or for that person too. I mean, it will still be um, useful as food in both cases. So yes, it does. Although when I talk about value, I like to consider the most areas at the same time as possible. Because if we only focus on the market value, we are skipping other important areas such as what I talked about, um, the society itself and psychological effects it may have.
Well, I never mentioned market value. I've just said value. Value just means what is worth to whoever we were talking about. So, I mean, what's the value of me walking down the street? What's the value of me doing whatever? What is that worth to me, to my life? That dead animal, what is that worth to my life, to your life? So if somebody did the killing of
Uh,
that animal, what was the value of doing that killing? That the value of doing that killing might have been to, feed five people, feed a few families.
mhm. um, People that okay. So what you are implying is that the value as someone who kills the cow for food, because the cow, um, I mean the value, who is the subject of the value? The person that commits the action. You are talking about value for whoever commits the action, or
The value is what it's worth for what it's worth
yes,
to.
what it's worth, but for who, for whom? I mean,
Right, for whoever it's worth to.
no, because that animal is not worth the same for everyone.
Well, that animal can be consumed by everyone that is able to consume it. So that would be the same worth.
Okay, it will be the same worth for everyone who is able to consume it and has the same situation. Because if there's a very hungry person that is about to starve, and there is someone that has just eaten dinner or whatever, for both of them, that food is going to have, wait, that dead animal is going to have different value.
Why is that?
Because the starving person, um, that animal might save his life, or life, or whatever, because he's literally starving, and that person who has just taken dinner is probably full, and that animal wouldn't really help him at all because he doesn't need that food at that moment.
It still has the same worth because it's, you know what it's called? It's called leftovers. See, even if I'm not hungry now, like let's just say I purchased groceries from the store. Now
Okay, but in
I've
that
eaten
case,
part of the
the
groceries.
malnutrition that you can keep
I've eaten part of the
has
groceries. I've eaten part of the
sorry.
groceries. Now I'm full. Now I still have food left on this table. That food is still worth something to me. So that still has the same worth.
Yeah, but food doesn't have the same worth for everyone. Because imagine you are an African malnutrition starving kid, and you are given a dead pig, and suddenly you have a week covered of food and survival. And if you weren't given that pig, you would probably just die out of starvation. basically rich, so he can buy food whenever he wants. If you are given a that big, that will probably mean nothing to him because he has lots of food already. So for one, that big means life, and for the other, it might even mean a
Yeah, you're
problem
still
because.
looking at leftovers like they're worthless. That would make like leftovers
Mhm.
worthless. All the animals
It
have a
depends
worth to be
of.
consumed because
Uh-huh.
we can live off animals, so they'll always have that worth.
Well,
That's why we can't make sure that they don't go extinct because they are still a valuable food source. In other words,
I didn't really understand that last
they're
part.
still a valuable food source, so they're still useful towards humans. So that's the worth,
Um,
that's the inherent worth that animals non-person has for humans.
okay, so you are talking for value as humans as a whole.
That's what the worth of animals have. When you look at an animal non-person and you study and learn about what effect or what nourishment they provide, that is the inherent worth or value of animal non-persons. It doesn't matter if you're not hungry, that value is still there. It doesn't matter if you got enough food, that value is still there. Just because I'm full and have leftovers, that doesn't mean that that doesn't have no more value. It has that inherent value.
Uh, okay, so you are talking about a general value, which which was what I was trying to describe as market value, but I didn't really come up with a word. Yes, I mean it has an inherent value, and they would still have uh like uh a general value and all that. But what I was trying to say with my examples was that general value doesn't correspond with each one's perspective and isn't. It's like a very vague value.
For what I'm
I
getting it,
finished talking though.
for what I'm getting, it sounds like you're saying that animals don't have an inherent value and they're not going to be worth something to some people.
No, I'm saying that they are worth something for certain people and other thing for other people. Because if you're a vegan, you don't care about animals at all. You don't. There isn't a value for you. You don't value them
So
as
you're
food.
so you're saying because if you're already eating this animal product doesn't have the value in it for consumerization because I've already eaten. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that it still has a potential value. I mean, I don't. I wasn't saying that the dead pig didn't have a potential value. I was just saying that for each person, that value was different. And by potential value, I mean the inherent value it has. Because if you give me right now a dead pig, I would probably um, sell it or something because I wouldn't eat it because I already have food at home and I'm not interested in a. I don't even have space for a pig, but maybe for another person it would be useful.
But
So,
nevertheless, that dead
mhm.
pig can still give you that value, even if you don't want it. It still give you that same value you would sell to another person that would use it. Do you follow?
So you are talking about monetary value.
I've I've defined value a few times during this discussion already. All I'm saying
Yeah, but
is, all I'm saying is,
we keep changing the value of.
I'm not changing it. I think you keep reinterpreting it in different definitions or something.
Yeah, very
But
truth.
the when we talk about, as you say, the dead pig, and you're saying you already have food at home or whatever, so you sell it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hmm.
so that other person buys it from you because the value that they get from that pig is nourishment. Well, the nourishment that that person get, you could still get too. Just because you sell it, that pig still serves as nourishment, so it's still the same value to you if you would have kept it.
Okay, now I understand what you're talking about. Um, well, yes, I agree that it has an inherent value, and if what I said before was that I agree that it has a potential value, which is my definition of potential value. It's your definition of inherent value, so we agree on that aspect. But I was pointing out that only paying attention to inherent value isn't enough because there are lots of variations, factors, and all that. But yes, I agree it has the same inherent value for both of them. I just didn't understand your concept. I mean,
All right, well, this has been an interesting discussion. Did you have anything else to ask or talk about regarding it?
not really, not really. And I'm going to bed soon probably because it's half past 12 p.m.
Okay. All right, well, thank you for taking the time out and come on. Thank you very much.
Listen to you. Bye.
All right, peace.